political strategist, helping the right side use new technology more effectively. He's a public speaker, sitting in for Rush Limbaugh today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Todd Herman.
Hey, let me welcome you and thank you and just repeat again, it's just a phenomenal honor to sit in for the Maha Rushy. 800-282-2882 if you want to be in the program. The New York Times, it's a panic meter. I went to the homepage of the Times this morning, and don't worry, I use all sorts of prophylactics, gels, etc. on the screens of my devices when I go to that page. I don't want to catch it. The panic. It's palpable. It was emanating from the page. There was not a cliche. The Times missed throwing at the Republicans. It was a panic page filled with hysteria, and it was hilarious. The panic in the mainstream media corridors, I can feel it from here. If you sit where you're at and just for a second just try to, and I know this is a terrible thing to ask you to do, but if you just think a little bit like Brian Williams, you can feel it. Remember the New York Times did a turn. They did a turn to, after Russia fell apart, there was a great article that even named sources that, the senior editorship at the New York Times today, the Russia thing, that's gone. We built our newsroom around Russia. It's gone. I just pictured the newsroom just panicked. They're sitting there crouched. What will we do? There's no Russia. What will we do? And suddenly the senior leadership of the New York Times said, pivot to race. And they did. And last night, if you're in an honest world, last night, the fiction that the United States of America is a uniquely racist country was destroyed or redestroyed. And it's not because there were people of color who spoke. It's because of the stories they told, but more importantly, it's because of the struggles that they cherish. Because struggling is ownership. Struggling and struggling through allow a person to say, this success is mine. It's the very opposite. You didn't build that. It's the very opposite of what the Democrats promise, which is to do everything for you, which gives them the license to do anything to you. Anytime a being is in a position to do anything for you, it's in a position to do anything to you. This is not a position we want to be in. Senator Tim Scott spoke of an imperfect union. He spoke of an imperfect country. He spoke of that country with love. Because we are an imperfect people, because we are human beings. We cannot be perfected by laws and diktats and socialism and more Joe Biden and more Kamala Harris side. That's not going to perfect us. More street battles aren't going to perfect us. The tearing down of statues will not perfect us. The installation of tyranny and cultural Marxism, it will not perfect us. We cannot be perfected. There was only one perfect person. And in my worldview, that perfect person died for us. Tim Scott spoke of an imperfect union. He spoke of something so key, and this was a theme, a sub-theme. It's the most important sub-theme to freedom, and that is the right to fail. The right to fail is fundamental to the right to succeed. Tim Scott spoke about failing school, and his mother didn't say, well, you're a failure. Why don't you go park right under here in the Democrat tent and be life's failure and be life's loser and have the kind Nancy Pelosi or perhaps Strom Thurmond take care of you. No, Strom Thurmond, for who he was defeated by that man in an election, Tim Scott, because Tim Scott chose a different path. He chose a pathway to continually have the right to try and to fail. And he spoke some words that to me embody one of the differences between us and the left. He spoke of the evolution of the Southern heart. That strikes through the cold, dead heart of the race hustling on the left, of the myth of white fragility. It strikes to its heart. Because we're human, because we're fallible, we also have the capacity to evolve in our thinking and our behaviors, and we have done that, and perhaps no nation has done a better job of that than the United States of America. And Tim Scott spoke to some of the historical injustices which are endemic to the human species. We are imperfect. We do adapt and evolve and get better, and Tim Scott recognized that in his speech, in his stellar speech. And across the board, from CNN to NBC to ABC, they were saying effectively to Tim Scott, and I understand that this could be a provocative statement, but they were saying to him, get back in your place. Get back over with us. Tim Scott, in speaking of this evolution in the heart of the South, speaks of something else. It drives a stake through the myth of systematic racism. Let me be perfectly clear. Of course there's racism. We are a failed species. We try, we lift ourselves up. I think the United States has done as good a job, if not better, than any nation in lifting ourselves up and becoming better. Systematic racism means that couldn't have happened. The Tim Scott story couldn't have happened. The Nikki Haley story couldn't have happened. The Maximo Alvarez story couldn't have happened. When Tim Scott speaks of the evolution of the Southern heart, he speaks, of course, of the evolution of human beings. Human beings are systems. Without humans, what are systems? They're pieces of paper, they're walls, they're doorways, they're windows, they're computers. But they're not interactions. Furthermore, the system of America, and this is one of our exceptional qualities, this is one of the keys to American exceptionalism. Our system was designed to evolve peacefully, through the peaceful transfer of power, a peaceful transfer of power that Barack Obama and Joe Biden and Susan Rice and Jimmy Clapper and James Comey tried to prevent with the Russia hoax. They tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power. Our system is designed for a species